My name is Chyna. I am the Mynameischyna's voice, and welcome to my channel. So, guys, if this is the first time that you're tuning in, I ask that you please like the video. You drop some comments because I always read the comments, and you turn the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. And if you're really in your bag, then please hit the super chat, hit the $sign, and donate to the channel. Okay, guys, please follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram. I'm very social, and yeah, we're gonna get straight into it. So today's gonna be slightly different. I got my guy here. You know what? I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm gonna let him get straight into it. Yo, bro.
What's going on, my guy?
My guy, you good, yeah?
All good, bro. All good, man. Good to see you. Been a minute still.
Well, I can see you, but they can't see you.
Yeah, it's better that way.
It's better that way.
Yeah, they're here to see you, my guy.
Okay. I mean, they are here to see me, but they're here to hear today. So we're gonna be doing something slightly different on the show today. So we got an agenda here and a sheet. We got a few questions, a few topics, and my guy's gonna get straight into it. So what are we talking about today, man?
Well, boy, you know what I mean? We haven't spoken for a while, man. We do a lot of politicking, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, today we're going to get into a few bits and pieces. I'm into my sports. Did you watch the fight on the weekend?
Of course I watched the fight, man. We watched the fight. I didn't just watch the fight. I was at yours watching the fight, and we also we streamed it live. And yeah, it's getting good views on that.
Yeah, man. It was a good stream. You get me? Crazy fight, right?
Yeah. And when we say fight, what fight are we actually talking about?
Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois, world heavyweight title at Wembley.
Okay. So talk to me about it.
Boy, big fight. Two big guys. Punch hard. Bit of chat before the fight as well.
Yeah, let's talk about the chat before the fight. Like the face off, like Dubois wasn't respecting Anthony Joshua and he didn't like it. He was like, he's not respecting me. He said something about he hasn't earned the right or something along them lines. What did he say?
I think what you're talking about is Dubois said he's not the champion until he knocks off the king because AJ's the king of the UK.
Wow. So let's talk about the fight going into it, right? Now, everyone, AJ's the favorite. He was the favorite, okay? He's always been the favorite. I kind of felt like he's always the Mandem's favorite because AJ is the Mandem. So Daniel Dubois, he was like, I don't know, man. No one really had no love for him.
I think people had love for him. They just didn't know who he was. That's what I would say.
Who is he?
He's a young heavyweight boxer, 27. Had 2 losses. Okay. So he lost to Usyk and he lost to Joe Joyce.
Okay.
In boxing, people was looking at him like a quitter. Because in those 2 fights, they was talking like he quit. Like he gave up. I think one, his eye socket went. And I think the other, he just got punched up by the better fighter. But there was like a low blow where people might have thought that it should have counted as a legal punch.
Yeah.
But he got cheated out of a win, and after that, he just was under pressure. My guy, you know the guy that beat Joshua?
Yeah.
Usyk,
yeah.
Yeah. So he just put my man under pressure, and again, it kind of looked like he quit from a jab. He went on his knee. So going into the AJ fight, people were kind of looking and thinking, okay, he's on a good run now. He's bounced back. He fought Jerome Miller. You know my guy? Yeah. And he beat that guy, and then he beat another guy called Hergovich, who's a good boxer. Undefeated, like Miller was undefeated. Dubois stopped both of them.
Okay.
So going into the AJ fight, it was like, this youth's on good form. He's a young boy. But he's shown that when it gets tough, he can't hack it.
Yeah.
Contrast AJ now. He's coming off. People have seen him get punched up before. But he's coming in now, knocked out Ngannou, couple man. People are thinking,
he didn't just knock out Ngannou. He stopped Ngannou. He literally, he knocked him out, but he stopped. How long? I remember watching it. How many rounds was that?
2 rounds.
2 rounds.
Yeah.
2 rounds. And Ngannou's my Cameroonian brother, so, and we saw what Ngannou did to Fury, though.
Yeah. A lot of people thought he won that fight.
I think he won that fight. Fury knows he won that
You're
fight.
saying that because he's from your country.
No, because listen, look. Here's the thing, right? We all knew. I was in a pub. I remember I was in a pub.
Yeah. You was in a pub. What are you doing in the pub?
I was in it's another story. But I was in a pub with a couple of gazers, innit? You know what I mean? And they were like, Ngannou fight, and they felt robbed for him. Like when I'm in a pub and the geezers are feeling robbed, that's because they could blatantly see what was going on.
Yeah.
So obviously, when he took out Fury so convincingly, and then he went straight into AJ, and then it was like, yo, AJ. At that point, I was like, oh, AJ's really the guy. AJ's got the power, like. But
this after AJ knocked him out.
Yeah. But after AJ knocked him out, he was the baddest man on the planet for beating Fury.
Ngannou, yeah, and obviously he's an MMA guy as well, so it's like he can fight real fighting.
No, but they're supposed to say that them MMA guys ain't supposed to do that though.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be able to come into boxing with no experience, never had a pro fight, and put the heavyweight champion of the world on his ass. That's what Ngannou did. So going into the AJ fight, people was thinking, "Raw, can he really do something?" Because people have seen AJ get beat before.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, man, AJ's been on a bad man thing since he lost.
So let's talk about the fight, right? So I'll be real, innit? A lot of people, the first time they saw or heard from Daniel Dubois was in this fight, right? So when he's come out, first of all, he's come out to 50 Cent, all right? First of all, he had some, I don't know, he had some ninjas and some, I don't know, with some flame flow, I don't know. But he's come out to 50 Cent, and already I already knew it was locked in. I was looking at his face and was saying, like, you were saying, is he nervous? I said, nah, he's locked in. And then that was the point that you said, because you know more about him, you know more about him than me, right? So you kind of know, or you kind of said, look, I suspect he may have some form of autism or be on a spectrum.
He's definitely on a spectrum.
Okay, cool.
100%.
Well, all right, cool. So you said, yeah, this guy's on a spectrum, right? And as I was looking at him coming out, and I was watching him, and I looked at it, and I started, because I know people on the spectrum, and I started seeing little tells, but I was like, he's not nervous. He's locked in. He was so locked in. And he came out to 50 Cent, so already I knew what his mind was in, right? Cool, he's come out. Then AJ's pulled out. Now AJ's come out to the mafia music, so I'm saying to you, yeah, he's pulled out with the mafia. I'm seeing AJ, he's got the white robe, with the Swarovski crystal. He's looking mad henching that. I'm seeing the shoulder. He's come out, then straight to Jay-Z after that. Think about the mindset. 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die versus
I've made it,
and I'm a billionaire music. It was different types of mindsets, right? Okay, cool. So then when AJ's taking off his robe, pause for taking off his robe, bro, he literally just shrunk. I was like, where's the size gone?
Yeah, he looked lean though, but you want hench.
I want the hench AJ. Bro, the hench AJ was a different AJ.
To put it into context, I think that's the heaviest Dubois weighed. So you know what he was on.
He was on knocking, man.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah, because he's got the same trainer now as Derek Chisora.
Okay.
Don Charles. Shout out to Don Charles, man.
Don Charles over there.
Finchley Boxing, yeah. So their style's very aggressive because you see how Derek fights.
Yeah.
Derek gets straight to it. You know what I'm saying?
But didn't AJ used to train in Finchley Boxing back in the day?
Yeah, he did, but see, I don't know the setup in that much detail, but I know that Don Charles has been affiliated with them, man. He's from that way.
Yeah.
So I think Don Charles is doing his own thing. But yeah, I think they might have trained together at some point in Finchley Boxing, but obviously now they're all pros, they're all doing their own thing. But Don Charles trains Dubois, and Don Charles' style is aggressive. So, which is what Dubois needed against AJ. That's the style.
You said already, you was like, he has to take it to AJ. I remember you saying, you was like, oh, he has to take it. He can't make AJ box him. You literally said he has to take, if he wants to, he has to take it. And then from the moment in the beginning, it was just, the jabs in, they seeking, he's trying to feel each other out, pause for that. But something changed. I remember, my man jabbed him first battle, and I was like, oh, okay, he woke up AJ, just a tiny bit. Was it the first round or the second?
Was what the first round?
I'm trying to think back to when this happened. When did he go down? The first round?
End of the first.
And this is how explosive it was. Because we were still politicking about, what's going to go on, and then they were trading blows, and then What did you say? What did you say? You said, it can go any way when it's like, and then all of a sudden, bow, big right. AJ just
slumped. Yeah.
Then 5 seconds or 10 seconds later, I think it's like.
It was at the end of the round.
Yeah,
basically, kind of got saved by the bell. Yeah.
But I could have seen it going the opposite. At that point, I saw it going the opposite way as well.
Well, did you think AJ was in control?
Bro, at that point, they was just two juggernauts. So I'm saying to you. But I didn't expect, bro, the way his body just folded. I didn't expect it. He didn't expect it, God damn it.
That's part of the problem for me. But I did say to you, like, they're two big punchers. Two guys from the ends, both from London. If you count Watford as London, they was gonna get to it. You could see even from that little "I'll dash the chair around your head" type thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can see from how on it Dubois was. It was gonna be a fight when two guys could punch like that. But I think it was. Didn't you think it was a bit more one-sided in the end?
Yeah, it was very. It's weird for me because it didn't stop. I mean, even soon as AJ he was shook up. Something happened. Like, I think he got taken back to Ruaz's fight.
Yeah, he might have, boy.
Bro, because this is worse. Like, soon as you got... Okay, so real boxing fans are telling me, like, real passion. No, AJ is not the guy, okay? He's not been the guy for a while. He's the media guy. He's the press guy. He's the star boy. But there's lots of people that can do AJ harm, right? But to the media and to the casuals, AJ's the guy, right? Now, when you're said about, okay, my man has actually my man has two losses. Dubois had 2 losses, right? And you argued that both of them losses maybe could due to not having enough heart.
That's what they were saying. They were calling him a quitter going into that fight.
Because I saw a couple of comments that were like, he was a quitter or like, man never had heart, yeah? Now he's taking all of that, yeah, all that criticism and the loss. And if you know you're good enough, but you just gave up because you never had enough heart, then bro, these autistic dons, when they get locked into something, forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Well, Dubois bad when people pressuring him, but when he's the one that's coming forward, yeah, he's dangerous, man, and he always comes to fight. And yeah, man, I thought AJ was poor, that performance, to be honest. I watched it back once and I was like, nah, that was a shit performance from him. He's capable of better, but I think he was always going to have problems because Dubois was locked in. And then the maddest thing was when man come back into the fight, you see when he clapped Dubois.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell. And then, yeah.
I don't know. He clapped Dubois, but it wasn't enough. This guy was locked. It's like, you're the billion pound boy, right? Do you get me? 500 M boy, wherever you are. Like this guy, he has to basically take off your head in front of, you know what? Like, what do they say? You have to decapitate the king in front. You literally have to go and do that.
Yeah. And
just not only for the respect, but he said this was his redemption journey. So he had to go through AJ to basically to get on. Now, I want to talk about what's happened after that. He's won the fight, yeah? Cool, he's won the fight. All right. I want to speak about, there's a couple of things I want to speak about. AJ's love-hate relationship with the British public and the race dynamic. But even before that, I want to talk about the social media aspect of it. All right. So Dubois won, and all I've seen is excuses. All I've seen is he does juju. His dad does OBR. Lots of like reasons to discredit this guy, right? Other than the fact that he came in and he beat AJ up. Like, we witnessed him beating AJ up, right? And if he's autistic, a lot of every other person that we know that would have beaten up AJ, he would have rode on this train. This is his coronation as king, right? My man did the work and just went back, right? I think in terms of being autistic or on the spectrum, he becomes a real inspiration to other people. And there's too much talk about excuses and making reasons why AJ lost, other than the fact that this guy was locked in, he was a better boxer, and he beat my man up. And I don't want to take away from my man. Do you get me?
Yeah, no, I don't think you can, because I think he won emphatically. I do think AJ underperformed, but In terms of Daniel Dubois and like being on the spectrum and stuff, I mean, listen, I'm not a psychologist, so this is not a diagnosis, right?
Yeah.
But he appears to me like someone who's probably on the spectrum, probably autistic. But I think it definitely, you do look at it and you think, honest fighter, goes in there, does the job. He's not great at talking. He can't probably express himself as well as someone who's more articulate, but he's someone that still achieved. He's a multimillionaire. He's a world champion. He's still very young, 27 years old. He's probably someone that's always going to be remembered. You know what I mean? If you think of what he's likely to do going forward.
Yeah, facts.
Wins and losses, right? It just goes to show, innit? You know, AJ, when he was doing all that stay humble thing, he was kind of the inspiration that you can do it. And I do think that's real, because AJ, we'll get onto him. The guy's worth hundreds of M's.
Yeah.
Come from the ends, yeah? But with Dubois, yeah, I think he's also an inspirational story of anyone can do it, man, no matter what might be happening, or what, you know, handicaps you might have, you can still get ahead.
Why do people love to hate Joshua?
That's a good question. I think that's what I should be asking you, because, yeah, AJ does seem to have a love-hate relationship with the public. But what would you say Anthony Joshua, because obviously he's been a big public figure. He's obviously from the culture. But he definitely, like, you know, is connected to the culture. He's locked in, you know. He said he's been doing this 11 years. What would you think AJ's contribution has been to boxing, to the culture, and what's his relationship like with the public, in your opinion?
The whole reason heavyweight boxing really exists now is because of AJ, and the reason why people are getting the bags they're getting is because of AJ. Like, shout out to Chisora, Derek, that's my boy, our fam. But he's been doing this, and things got a lot better when AJ came, and AJ came after Chisora. Chisora definitely paved the way, 100%. You know, especially from the ends, inspiring man them that started late as well. You know, so when Chisora was doing his thing, no one was even seeing AJ. Do you get me? When Chisora was on his heyday, AJ wasn't even being seen. So we got to obviously put it, you know, we got to put it out there. But remember, at that time, it's crazy because the public loved Del Boy Derek. They love him now, but there's a point they hated Chisora. Do you remember?
Yeah, he earned their respect.
He earned their respect, right? But they hated Chisora. They hated him. And he had to do a lot in order to get that, right? And I believe at that time when they were hating Chisora, Anthony Joshua kind of came. He was that, you know, that up and coming fighter. He was doing well.
But what about Tyson Fury? He was about. When Derek was about, Tyson Fury was about. They came up around the same time.
But what do you mean in terms of?
Well, you're saying that they hated Derek Chisora. What did they think of Tyson Fury before AJ came along?
They didn't like Tyson Fury, did they?
Tyson Fury was a very different character.
Yeah, wait, he was he wasn't.
Remember, he wasn't very politically correct.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, he used
say.
to say a lot of stuff. He wasn't politically correct.
He wasn't who he is now.
Yeah, he was more like Mandem back in the day.
Basically,
get me? Yeah. He was like more like Mandem.
He wasn't giving a fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
But how did the public? Do you remember how the public received him?
What, when
Tyson Fury, when he was on all that?
No, like, remember he was a, you know, drug cheat, all of these types of stuff. Like, let's talk about it. AJ, I believe this is one of these things, right? And you know, listen, Britain is one of those countries where it's racist, but it's not the type of racism that it's not overtly racist, it's covertly racist, and it's one of those ones that other countries have to, like America, and if it's Germany and other places, they'll have to come to terms with their race, like come to terms with history and what they've done, right? They have to. America can't run away from it. Certain countries can't run away from it. Britain has quite a different. They tend to have quite a. It's a colonial look on stuff like that, and you know.
I get what you mean. I guess you're talking about the racial dynamic, right? So, the first thing that came to mind when you mentioned that is I was thinking, the internet has been very revealing.
Basically, yeah. It's like football. It's like football it's like football. If you really want to know the and they'll be like, oh, it's not just a few people. No, it's a lot of people, right? And you just know that that's how people feel, but they know that they can't really be like that. But social media has empowered people now where you can really get the pulse, right?
It's faceless, bro.
It's faceless.
It's faceless, bro. You can say whatever the fuck you want, bro. No one can't get me.
And there's enough people that are saying it.
You start to get to an idea of what people are thinking, right?
They had to deal with Anthony Joshua, you know, and you know, throughout his career, they've looked for reasons to try to bring him down continuously. Like it doesn't matter whether or not he's you know, oh my god, he still lives at home with his mum. Like,
but do you think that's everybody though? Because you're saying it like, but the way, let's say I don't know Anthony Joshua and I'm listening to how you're talking, it would just sound like everybody hated him. But this guy's selling out stadiums, so is it everyone that hates him?
No, the media. There was a proportion of media that was pushing that, and a proportion of media that loved him, of course. But there's also the proportion of media. In order for these stories to come out and these, he was shot in, like getting pictures of him from his MySpace days, and you know what I mean, with the man them, and said he was shot in. He wasn't doing nothing. They weren't no big. You know what I mean? They tried to always try to create a narrative. They always take pictures of him out with his friends. Like always try to bring people into something to try to bring.
Reminds me of Raheem Sterling a bit as well, isn't it?
Of course.
But they try to do the same thing. Do you think like there's a bit of a dynamic where you're from a certain background and you're doing well, you're excelling, right?
Yeah.
And you're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Do you think that there is any kind of different treatment for someone who's of a certain background compared to someone who might not be from that background? Do you get what I mean? Like,
yeah, like I think when young, particularly young or new money, when you're black and you receive new money at a young age or whatever it is, but I think, see, the thing about racism is, right, yeah, it can bring the richest person back down to the same level as you. It can bring a billionaire black man to the level of a you know, someone that's sleeping on the street by the same word.
sounds familiar.
Huh?
Sounds
it
sounds like someone we know, right?
It can literally, they can say a word and they will remind you who you are. It doesn't matter. You could be driving a range Bentley. Doesn't matter. As soon as they say that word, because you feel as if all of these things have protected you from that, but they haven't. The same with the football players when on the pitch and they throw a banana on there. They can't believe. No, like just because you should think that you earn 100,000, 200,000 a week. No. That's why they feel as if they can do this to you, because you earn this money and we've allowed you, we've empowered you. So because of that, we own you. There's still that little bit of mindset is that, like if Marcus Rashford is making all the money he's making, I see go buy a new car.
Why do they do that?
They do it because they always want to remind you that, listen, this thing that you have here, like we want to remind you that it's just that thing where it brings us all back to, I don't want to say, there's something that people have that when you are successful and you're doing well, the envy, you get it from your own people, but it tends to be other races, particularly white people, when they see a successful black man, they tend to, you know, attach it to all manner of things. And I'm sorry, I don't like feeling like that, but I see it too much, especially with the footballers and the athletes and the way they treated and the scrutiny they put underneath. And this is why when you have to speak to the black athletes, you have to say to them, listen, you know, your thing is different. You can't be doing what the other players do. You're black. And they will always treat you different. And you would like to grow up in a world where you want to tell your son or daughter that, you know, skin color doesn't matter, but it definitely matters, especially with sports. So,
yeah, I kind of agree with what you're saying there.
And for me, like I've never, like, obviously, you know me, like, you know, since I've been doing a little bit of boxing, so I'm saying, did a bit of boxing training, I've enjoyed it, like, and I think it's definitely, I respect anyone that goes into the ring. I respect Andy Joshua. That's why I just look at him like, you've come this far, yeah? And I know that he wants it. He's a warrior. He's feeling like he's going to end up like Derek. When I say end up like Derek, he just don't want to leave the game. Derek wants to fight again. Doesn't matter how many, like, so he just won his last fight. Doesn't matter how many, he still wants to fight. Andy Joshua's not trying to leave the game, bro.
Do you think guys like these athletes, footballers, the boxers you talked about, when you look at the positives and the negatives, I know everybody wants to get money, right? But do you think that people look at these guys and feel inspired by what they're doing? Or do you think that young kids will look and think, I don't know how I would deal with that pressure. I don't know how I would deal with that kind of scrutiny.
One thing I don't like about is when someone loses, they're like, look, yes, he got in the ring. Yes, it takes guts to get in the ring, but let's be real. Let's not play this game. There has to be a loser. And this is this mentality where someone's lost and they can't criticize him or they can't say, listen, listen, look, Anthony Joshua, you took the whole, like the man them are with you regardless. But when you earn your money from the public, a man is spending £30, £50 to get me to go, like, to stream it. Man is spending hundreds of pounds on a ticket. They're allowed to criticize you, bro. Like, they've earned their right by paying, so if, you know, they're allowed to have a little bit of criticism. They're allowed to. When we watch our favorite shows, you cuss if you don't like what's going on, if the storyline's mad up. So I'm saying to you, you said that's about 50, but we won't talk about that. So get me, you cuss. So I'm saying you see a scene you don't like and you're cussing off, but they can't hear you.
Yeah, it's true.
But
but the internet now makes it a bit different, right?
Yeah, you're gonna act now.
It gets back to them. It gets back. You can't avoid it. You should know. Yeah. You should know.
But
I know you have a lot of fans, right? But you also have a lot of people that maybe will get on the net and
100%
criticism. Sure.
Yeah, I see the criticism. But for me, like, I enjoyed streaming the fight the other day. I want to do more of it, man.
Yeah, man. I think it was an enjoyable stream and it was very dramatic.
It was.
Yeah. So I was just gonna move on to something a little bit different, but kind of related to what we was talking about with just the price of fame and stuff like that. You know, the situation with Diddy, everybody's talking about it. We know it's trending.
Did he do it? Did he not?
Diddy laugh. Bro, I can't even keep up with them all. You see, talking about the boxing, you see the picture of my man, bro. I'm never gonna describe the picture because why and all that.
No, they're trying to turn Diddy into the new Epstein and the new Weinstein and what's the other one? Prince Andrew.
Okay, they are trying to do that, and this is what I wanted to ask you. Yeah.
Okay, we're cooking.
Yeah, we're cooking because people like us, yeah, you know, our age group, our demographic. We grew up listening to that music. We grew up, like that culture gave us identity when we was younger and we was growing up. You know, I feel like as young black guys growing up in London, our culture, we didn't really have an identity at that time, really. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? We was Caribbeans, we was Africans, whatever, we were black. You know, Africa wasn't popping like that. You know, it wasn't Burna Boy and Wizkid like there is now, yeah. So them times there, I feel like, I don't know, you can jump in and tell me if you agree, but I feel like a lot of our culture came up from really Jamaica.
And America.
And America.
Yeah, facts.
But yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
That's we got our swag, we got our identity, our style. That's what we knew we was them guys.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like, we stepped into, you know what I'm saying?
If you go look at, you know, early 2000s grime, go look, it's going to be all American drip from like, new era, like academics, like, so I'm saying, like, if you and that's late, but I'm talking about what you're talking about. That's early, but even if you look from the 2000s, and that is heavily, it's all American swag. So
shout out to the man that was talking in them accents back in
the day. SAS, you gang. Now big up SAS though.
No, they kept it true.
They kept it true. Yeah. Listen, it wasn't easy. They cut through. They was with Jim Jones, Dipset. No, they did SAS dirty. They was too advanced.
Yeah, they have flows though.
No, bro, what you mean? You know what? Shout out to Mega and Mayhem from SAS, man. Them man were Euro gang. They were definitely doing their thing, man.
They was doing their thing.
Early days. My boy Tawanda, Ray fan, he used to be their producer. Like, yeah, he used to do his thing, man. But he got deported back to Africa.
Fuck.
But
yeah, I was gonna say actually, just because that point. Where I was going was that obviously my guy, I don't even want to say his name. He was a big part of that. Motherfucker. He was a big part of that culture. And as people who were heavily influenced by that culture and what he's done for the culture and the industry, should we be supporting him as someone who's being torn down by the system? Or should we be condemning him for some of the things we've seen with our own eyes, and some of the things that are alleged by a lot of people?
Okay, so I think we should be condemning what we've seen. So I did content before it about the Cassie thing, about her taking the money and what it did to other women and closing it. And then some girls said, oh, but it's going to open. I can't lie, the girls have kind of turned out to be right. Because they were like, oh, don't worry, it's going to open up a whole sea of stuff. And boy, yeah, it has. And Diddy should have paid her money when she asked for it, because to pay her in less than 24 hours, the faster settlement only opened up more doors, like literally more cases. So yeah, you should have just done that. If you knew Diddy, if you knew you had that videotape of beating him up and dragging him across the hotel, if you knew you had that in stock, yeah, you should have paid that money expeditiously, like long time ago. But that's what man them do. Man them always want to think they can get away with stuff until it's too late, and then now you paid her, she went back to her life with her white husband, and then off your 30M or something, and now look. So I think, okay, so let's talk about it. We should condemn what we've seen, what we know. We should be willing to listen to the stories that do come out, but at the same time, we should also be careful that because the lie is always bigger than the truth, and it's turned out to be that. Like, it went from Diddy, the stories turned to now all trafficking, and they're talking about abusing kids now. Now, and not at no level had that ever been anything that it was, right? That was not the accusations, but when this train starts moving, right, they can start adding whatever, and then the lie becomes believable. And you have to be careful as black people. They lynching for black people. They've always lynched black people. Like, you know, they should lynch you.
Well, it was not long ago. It was R. Kelly, right?
But R. Kelly's slightly different, and I'll tell you why that's slightly different. R. Kelly's slightly different, but we don't know, okay? But you're about to publicly lynch and destroy a man, right? Okay, but at some point, they're turning him into Epstein and Prince Andrew, okay? Now, the energy that we should have had for these individuals, all right, is the energy they're trying to put onto Diddy right now. I don't want to talk about, he sold his shares with his business with Delalio, and that's why. And no, I'm going to talk about this. Is what it really comes down to, is the type of energy they're putting towards this and the high profileness of it. Yeah, is the energy that we needed for Prince Andrew and for Epstein, right? And if Diddy is all of these things that they actually say he is, I promise you this: a lot of people are going to be linked to this. And if Diddy is going down, he's going to bring a lot of people with him down. Now, if that's going to happen, then we know how this story ends.
Yeah.
Because
does he end up like Epstein or does he end up like Andrew Tate? Because that's what I've been thinking.
Because Epstein was found unalived on suicide watch. Do you know how brazen it is to unalive yourself while you're on suicide watch? When they
it takes some skills, then.
No, bro, you're already on suicide, so they already know you're on that, and they don't want you to do that and you still do that. Yeah. So I'm saying that's because the truth is brazy. The truth is brazy. So
you see, like, in terms of what happens to my guy, I was thinking, is it going to be an Andrew Tate thing where they throw these accusations, nothing sticks, and you're back out, and
Well, it depends.
Or
depends if you've done these things. Like, it's clear. It's become clear. Like, right, 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I come to your house and I see 5 bottles of baby oil, I'm gonna ask you why you got 5. I will literally just be like, bro, why you got 5?
Costco, innit?
Yeah. If you had 10, I'll be like, why you got 10? I'll be like, give me 1. Yeah. But bro, if you got 1,000,
yeah,
bro, you're looking to forcibly take someone's cheeks. Yeah. Bro, 1,000, bro. Do you know how?
Yeah, I'd rather not.
Bro, if you lined up 1,000 in here right now, 1,000 bottles, bro. Bro, man had a whole room for baby oil. You don't even need that much.
How do you know?
Bro, what human needs 5,000 bottles of baby oil? Bro, not even strippers need that. And they be on a pole every night.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Yes, it's a mad one. It's I've not really followed it that closely, to be honest.
Look, here's one thing. They're trying to say that he's linked to his ex's Kim Porter, her death now, and look, listen. He's guilty. He's guilty of the thing with the Cassie, and he's definitely a fruity guy, and Hollywood is weird, and Diddy is like, all those Diddy parties. You know what makes me laugh? So many people from the UK used to go to Diddy parties as well. They're acting like they didn't go.
Yeah, a lot of them turn their comments off.
Like, so many of these people, so many of these people like influencers and all these people like they acting like when Diddy wasn't over, they wasn't on my man's balls, like. So I'm saying, but we knew from time back in the day never to go to a Diddy party. Listen, I knew from 05, 010 never to go to a Diddy party, bro. Like, I don't. So I'm saying, it's like sometimes not being invited is a flex. Some of you guys always want to be invited. Like, you don't understand. Like, not being invited is not actually like.
But in their defense, though, especially if they didn't know what he was up to, it's like, let's say you was a lawyer,
Yeah.
and the top lawyer, known all across the world, comes to the ends and says, "Let's network."
Yeah.
You're gonna go, right?
Yeah.
So,
but what I'm saying to you, but it's the same thing. So now you're all. So now.
yeah, then it turns out he's been doing some fuckery.
Yeah.
People can be like, "Well, you was guilty by association."
I know it's
you know
effed
that
up.
from the the streets.
Guilty by association for the street. Hey, I want to lead on from guilty by association in the streets. Hey, why do so many women solo travel, man?
Yeah, you get along really well with women because there's this little. I hear these rumors in the streets that women don't like you and you don't like women. So I was kind of planning to stay off that subject, but
Was it? Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Well, first of all, women love me. Women love me. Women love me. They see me that I love me some chai. Nah, women love me. Shout out to all the baby mamas. The baby mamas love me in real life. They do. I love them too. And I love all the snacks. I love the Capri Suns. I love them. I love the Calypsos. I love the fruit shoots. I love the Dairy Dunkers. I love them. All the little Lunchables I do. Shout out to all you baby mamas that keep the snaps and keep me replenished after I clap cheeks. But seriously. Why do so many women solo travel? And can a woman like that still be wifey material? Oh my God. Listen, man, the moment if I see Dubai, if I see Marbella, if I see Cancun, if I see basically anytime I see any one of those locations, and anything more, you're done, you're cooked. Give me some more locations where red flags.
I wouldn't know.
Give me one. If you see on the girls, give me one.
Red flags. Oh, don't know, man.
Come on, man. Don't cap, man. Come on, man. Vegas.
Does it matter where they go?
No, it doesn't.
That's the question. What, you're saying some locations are better than others?
I mean, who wants...
If it's Mecca, it's all right, yeah.
No, you ain't getting a back clap that in Mecca. It's impossible.
Exactly.
It's a bad. No, like,
Alhamdulillah.
It's crazy because women will go on holiday. You meet a woman, girl, whatever, or you see a girl from socials, you look on her page, all you see is just bare holiday destinations, her taking pictures like that. I always think, who's taking these pictures? She's by herself. Who's taking these pictures? Let me tell you what holiday destination does. It just promotes promiscuity, getting her back blown out on a balcony on the beach. Let me tell you, if you can provide settings, women love settings. They love sun, they love sand. Like, if you can provide that for them, a nice hotel, some food, you're gonna be clarting every single night. If you can provide her with that, you're gonna be doing that. So,
do you think that's because there's that social pressure on women not to sleep around? I know it's not as bad as it used to be, but there was a bit of that pressure back in the day. Do you think it's one of them ones where when they're away and there's no prying eyes, they can kind of just do what they want?
What happens on holiday stays on holiday, as they say. But nah, that don't happen now. That ends up on Insta, Snapchat. Yo, you get me? I've seen too many videos from people in DLT and all these people getting hotted up.
Oh, there was the Marbella one, right?
Yeah, the Marbella. No, the Marbella video annoyed. She's like, bro, like, shout out to the guy that was recording, he was kind of low-key hating on his brethren, but at the same time, player, you had to let people know what was going over there. Sometimes the man them just need to know.
She was giving him chat on the phone as well, wasn't it?
Her man was calling, yeah, and then asking why phones were off, and then she's like, I stayed, whatever. And then the guy's laughing, talking about my bed just clarted it, and then she was still being rude. Man, them, your missus is gonna go out there, get her back blown out, and then come home and still give you attitude. Could you imagine? God forbid. Could you imagine? She's gonna go out and do all of that. Now, like, for me, these are red flags, okay? Because
why is it a red flag? What if a girl is just, she's maybe in her late 20s. Let's say she's been a really hard worker, focused on her career, gone to university. Why are you doing that thing?
She's a really hard worker. She got to university. Yeah, go on.
I'm painting a picture.
Now paint a picture.
Yeah,
go on,
so
set it up.
she's worked hard. She put her education first, put her career first, worked. And them ones there where, like, you get to maybe your late 20s and money starts to improve, right?
Yeah.
For whatever reason, relationships haven't worked out. Not everybody's in the same financial position as you are. There isn't a partner to go away with.
Yeah.
You know, what are you going to do? Miss out on those experiences?
I mean, why hasn't she got a partner? Because she's unagreeable going out and getting that money. That's the problem. See, if you focus more on your relationship rather than your money, you would have a man. This is what I'm saying. I don't understand how women can go out there, get all this money, do all this stuff, but you can't go out there and get a man. It doesn't make no sense, because when the man goes out there and gets the money, they know how to go and find a woman. She might turn out to not be the best woman. She might divorce him later, but he still knows how to go and find one. Why can't they go out and do the same?
But maybe in these days, relationships aren't so easy to find.
I mean, when you're a high-earning woman, no, because they tend to want the men that are in her field, but they don't want to date them. Like, I heard the other day, the girl told me, 36K, that's a bum. I don't want a man that makes 36K. That's a bum. But I said, they was talking about the London average, and I said, that's not even the London, it's a lot lower than that, because of they do in the medium, innit? So it's not going to come like that, yeah? And you got good men that go out every single day in 36K, especially after taxes, good, yeah, for where we're coming. And then she was trying to shit on it, yeah? And then she was saying, but I work with, giving me pay, you know, the director and the financial officer and this. I chill with the top one. I work with the 1%. But I said to him, but
that's what she was saying.
Yeah, but I said, but none of them pick you though. She ended up throwing me out the yard.
He said,
I said, but none of them pick you though, because she was pissing me off. I was quiet the whole time. They was trying to draw me out in the house doing podcasts. I said, no, I'm not doing it, yeah? Not doing it. But when she started talking about, but I make 100, like, I chill this top 1% and 36K. I said, all right, cool. And I was like, but all of this money that you have and all these things you do, you ain't got no man though. And it's your birthday, you ain't got no man. Where's your man? Like, so I'm saying to you, so you're talking all this talk, but none of these, you're around all these white men, they don't pick you though. These white men don't want you. These top 1% don't want you.
Maybe she doesn't want one of them though. Do you think she wants one of them?
Well, I told her your level is 36K. That's your level. I told her. And
women say, sorry.
In actual fact,
women say they gone.
Her level is lower than 36K, because she told me she was effing. So when she's telling me, these waste man, I'm like, hold on a second. So you're telling me about where you work. You know what I said? I said, I hate corporate finance black things. I hate them. I hate them with a passion. Girls that work in that industry, I don't hate you per se, but I hate what you represent, because you think because you work in KPGM, you work in Chase, you work in a Citibank, you work in one of these places, you think that it's going to change. No, we don't care about that.
Well, why doesn't it change? Because obviously she's a successful, hard-working woman.
Bro, because she doesn't going to spend none of the money with me. She's going to use it as a reason to tell me she don't need me, and 36K is no good. Bro.
She's going to say, she's going to say...
I can't stand them corporate finance black things, all of them.
But I don't know, maybe it's a thing, because they say like they want a man that's like on their level or higher. That's what they want. They're thinking, if I've worked so hard to achieve something, then that means that I'm now on the level of someone who's at least earning the same.
100%. But if they're
isn't that the case?
But if they're not picking you, then are you really on the level, or do you just think they are? You're in the room with them because they need to fill their diversity quota, of course, yeah. And you got a little booty black thing, yeah. We like a little. So I'm saying to you, like,
So what women are those guys picking?
They're picking the skinny blonde thing, no back. So I'm saying to you, from a good home, good family.
So you're saying basically those girls, do you feel like those girls just don't look in the right way to get picked by those guys? Or do you think it's anything to do with personality?
I think these women are very good at assimilating and following orders for their bosses, and in there I've seen how these corporate black things move in these finance areas. I've seen how they move. They won't even want to look at brothers. So I'm saying to you, I've seen how it is, but it's just like being a police officer, black police officer. You're all right while you got your badge on. When you take that badge off and that thing, you'll get pulled over like every other black police officer, and they'll treat you up until the point you pull out your badge, and then you have to let them know, whatever. But they're automatically still going to look at you in a certain way. I would rate these women if they were going into these industries and they wasn't using these industries as reasons to try to emasculate or try to devalue what a man brings.
Okay, can I say something? we know that people from our community are getting more opportunities to work in these city banks,
Yeah.
these big jobs, right? So obviously a lot of the girls from our community have done really well, right?
Yeah.
And got themselves in that position. But I
Big
think
up my
also...
sisters and that. That's
Sorry?
them. Big up my sisters. That's
Yeah,
them.
big them up, man. Exactly. Big up your sisters.
But they
man.
all got husbands.
Well, I was going to come on to that. Obviously, there are guys that are doing very well too, right? Because all their husbands are doing well.
Mm-hmm.
So what about the argument that those guys are not picking girls from our community? You know, they've always said that a lot of men will get to a certain standard and then all of a sudden they want someone else.
Back chat. They said the conversation was, oh yeah, why is it basically black men, when they get into successful black men, they pick white women? This is what they spoke about. To be fair, I should be on an episode, so let me cook right now, innit? Because they said a lot.
Let's go.
One of the, yeah. But then they also said that, guys, statistically speaking, most black people with black people. So let's just focus on that, because most black people are with black people, right?
Do you see that when you walk around
Don't
London?
do that. Because
I'm asking a question. You hear stats
I'm
and then
from
you
North
got
London,
two
it's crazy,
eyes.
man. I'm from North London. We be with Greeks and Turkish all day long. You know where we from. It's crazy.
It's got you quiet, that one, hasn't it? That question.
I mean, do I see enough black couples?
That's not even what I asked. I just basically said, look.
You know when a man's capitalism is like, nah, I don't see it enough.
Like I said, basically, because it might not even be true. That's just what they say. They say, look, I am whatever my name is, and I'm working in an investment bank as a female black woman, right?
Yeah.
And there is male black guy in another department. They see each other. They're about the same level, looks wise, and all that. But all those guys that she's seeing like him, they don't pick women like her. They pick.
Yeah.
First of all, do you think that's true? Second of all, if you do think there's some truth to it, why do you think that is? Because this is, we're talking about that demographic of black women who are single and successful that haven't got a man. Is that mitigating?
Look,
there,
All right. First of all, black women need to get better at finding these men. And not finding them once they've made it. They got to find them and get in there and build with these men. Now, white women tend to be really good at finding the Virgils. They tend to be really good at and the reason I use Virgil as examples, because Virgil was a nerd, okay? He was not the black guy that women would have looked at, okay? He said it himself when he was in college. He said it, right? Cool. Virgil, billionaire Virgil, LV, get me Off-White. So I'm saying to you, he passes away early, unfortunately. He has a white wife. The most basic, average thing, okay? Everyone started chatting rubbish afterwards. But I'm saying, you women, all you black women had an opportunity to have Virgil, when and helped invest in Virgil, but you didn't want him. You only saw Virgil when he was Virgil Off-White, right? But she saw him when he never had the Off-White, all right? And here comes the problem. And you never want to be like saying, oh, black women ain't looking to ride. No, we're not looking to say that. But I've seen, we can say, white women tend to know how to find the guy with potential and ride with him a lot more, right? And, I would say to my sisters, listen, if you need to get around these girls and find out where these footballers hang around, find out where these invest. They know how to put themselves in the right pubs or the right place with investment bank. From the industry that, some of the things that, these women, when they want to find men, they study the men.
I think there's that. And I think...
Go on.
The counter argument, because obviously, there's a lot of black back and forth in the community, a lot of, battle of the genders, sexes, whatever you want to call it. But the counter argument from the guys is, well, exactly what you said. And to add to that, their argument is when Virgil was young, the girls from the community may not have wanted him. They wanted Pookie.
Yeah. They wanted Tyrone.
Because I've seen videos and there's all sorts of stuff I just see in real life. Those same successful women, some of them, even as investment bankers, still involved with...
She was involved with Pookie. She was mad and she's telling me, these niggas, but I'm saying to her...
In the young days, still with Pookie.
But I'm saying to her, if you're on six figures, or whatever you're on, do you get me? These are the people you surround yourself, top 1%, and you work in these places, right? But these places are full up of black men, though. Like, there's black men in these places, right? Let's not act like
Yeah, because in that scenario I lined out, that same black guy in the other department, back in the day when he was 14,
would have
probably didn't get no play.
yeah,
The bad boys were getting the play.
100%.
The ones that could run fast and kick ball and was roadman.
Yeah.
They got play
Yeah.
from those same girls who studied hard whilst they were when they closed the book. You know what I mean?
But now,
Yeah.
my man's, you know, he's got to the top of his field and he has access. Look, listen.
Well, who's he used to socializing with when he's a teenager? The nerdy teenager, the nerdy black teenager. Who's he socializing with? Because the girls from his community don't want him.
There you go. He's gone to the other community.
Exactly.
To whatever, yeah.
So when he makes it,
when he
that's
makes
what
it, he's
knows.
already no, but he's already in that community. Okay, he's
That's what
already
plays a
been
part.
in that community. So you know, they said, oh, white. I think Dammy said to Gabs, white girls are easier. That's why white girls are easier than black girls. And I said, listen, there was a time I believed that. There was a
This is
time,
on Backchat, right?
yeah, Backchat.
Yeah.
There was a time that I believed that you know, there was a time I would have believed that. But now, no. Black girls and white girls, you're all the same because you all prescribe to the same ideologies. Yeah, the same things. I promise you this, to a white girl that wants a guy that's got his ish together, she wants to be in a, you know, AMG, she wants to be in that. I promise you this, she's not easy, bro. Like, she's not going to be easy in the black, like, do you get me? She's going to, no. And this is, okay, no women are easy. Each woman or each race of women has its own complexities, right? Black women are gonna have their own issues. White women, Asian, it's just that's how it's going to be, and it comes down to what you can deal with. Now, I think what black men have been speaking about is the reluctancy of black women to work with their black men, whereas other races don't tend to have that issue, and this is the problem that we have. Like, you know, this whole thing where we become separate from each other and we're just trying to get back to each other. But I do believe, yes, there's a proportion of men, you know, I believe a proportion of men that are part of the problem, of course. But I don't think the problem lies on men, because if women just change their behavior tomorrow and raise the
What behavior should they change?
just raise the standard.
Elaborate.
Like, if you have 10 girls, right? 10 girls, right? 2 of these girls, they want to be married. They want to be virgins. They want to, you know, they want to do all of that, right? Cool. But then you have, and they really pretty. But then you have 8 other girls that they saying, oh yeah, we all got to keep our virginity. We got to do this right. But these 8 other girls, when the man then pull up at them, they start busting it open and basically doing whatever, yeah? In the end, what's going to happen to these 2 girls is, yeah, in order for them to get through life, they're going to feel as if, oh, I'm going to have to do the same with these other girls, right? Because the first 2 men tried to move to them and they was like, oh, you have to give me a ring, you got to marry me. The next one, oh, you got to give me a ring, you got to marry me. He said, oh, long. He went to the next one, she bust it open. Went to the next one, she bust it open, yeah? Them 2 are going to feel as if to compete in today's modern society, we're going to have to bust it open. But guess what? If all 10 of those women said, no, in order to access us, you need to, guess what we got to do? We're going to have to do what they want. But because there's always a woman that's looking to sell out another woman, because women don't care about women. Like, and as long as that happens, yeah, just like, bro, there's men that unalive women and then they get women that want to date him. I've seen it. That guy that's going viral now, he unalived a woman and because of his eyes and his mugshot, girl, like, I don't care. Like, look at that Meeks, that Jeremy Meeks guy. Remember the guy, he had a baby with Sir Philip Green's daughter. Yeah, like he was in jail. That mugshot got him out of jail, made him get with a billionaire's daughter, put him on and he was a criminal for the most. But women don't care.
Yeah, it's true. I think there's a lot to be said for that, man. I think, what's your thoughts on things like arranged marriage? Because there's the argument that some people will say that they just don't know how to pick. And it's not that nobody should be forced on anything, but do you think rather than the onus just being on them picking for themselves, should the families be more involved? Should it be a bit more old school where it's like the families get to know each other first?
I think so. Arranged marriage, that's not what you want. It's called assisted marriage. See, arranged marriage. Yeah, so arranged marriage, that's the one where you don't know nothing. They're gonna just present something to you. You have to marry that. That's the old school. Now, assisted marriage is it's slightly different. It's you going and saying, look, mum, listen, I've been trying for time. Yeah, I can't pick a thing. Every time I try to pick a girl, like it's not working out for me. Yeah, this is what I like. You know me, and she says, "Okay, son." Then she goes to a special, like like I don't know, the Ranger in it, Fixer in their culture, and they're gonna do the same thing, and then they're going to get you somebody that matches, and then you kind of go there. So the other person is willing, and you're both willing, and then that's slightly different. I think that works. I think that can really work. A lot of, do you know what happens, G-Shock? Choice, like. Choice is what's fucked us, all of us up. Like it's what's messed up everybody. The perception of choice, yeah, because it messes me up. It messes everyone up, yeah. That you just can't just pick, because and when you can pick everything, you just have to just pick, and
do you think it should be a bit more like silly analogy, but? You go to the fruit store, you see some bananas, you just pick one, innit? They're all going to taste rough. Some will be better than the others, one might be a bit bigger, one might be a bit more ripe, but you just pick one.
100%.
You know what I mean?
No, I think...
It's all going to do the same thing, really, do you know what I mean? To a certain degree.
Pause for pick a banana, though. Shout out to the girl.
Yeah. Wife for that, man.
Why? Because someone's going to hit us with that later on, innit?
Yeah.
No, but it shouldn't be that complicated I just hate the fact that in my relationships, like, sometimes it's just been so complicated when it should have been so easy. And I just look at it when I'm dealing with, and it kind of, but I know it's not me, because I know, and I also know that God wouldn't give me a woman that's gonna make it that complicated. And I don't think God would give a woman a man that's gonna come into like, it's not supposed to be like that, man.
So do you think that having too much choices impacts you?
100%.
But if you know that, why don't you just pick one? Don't blame the baby mothers.
Nah. Bro, you know what it is, yeah? I'll be honest with you. It's the
He's about to go there, see?
Bro, you know what it is? I want to shout out. There's a lot of quality baby moms, single mothers out there. There's some quality single mom, quality baby moms out there. Like, I say a lot of stuff about baby moms, but there are some good baby moms out there. They are. But bro, a couple girls, they've been so nice. Like I could have put, like they look good.
You get the snacks.
They got, it's more than snacks. Nice women. But bro, I just can't do they just got the kid. If she never had the kid, that should be perfect. Sometimes I just feel like, can't just go like, I don't know. But, because I'm thinking, are you cool now because you was always cool? Or are you cool because you're a baby mama and you have to be cool? Would you have been like this would you have been like this with me if you never had the kid? Or you only been like this with me because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that.
Are you humble? Like, you're humble now, but I'm tired of girls that are humble now when they got kids. Like, why can you be humble when you was outside?
Well, because of choice, isn't it? Like you said, I think choice plays a big part. And yeah, do you think maybe it's also just that kind of illusion? I think, just kind of the way people have been socialized to think that your partner has to be perfect and tick all of these boxes.
Well, do you think it's a realistic, like marriage is a realistic option for like the youth then, with what we're saying?
Realistic? I think, well, my opinion is
it an outdated concept now?
An outdated concept? Whoa, it's a different question. But it's kind of the same question. Do I think it's an outdated concept? I think it's a very important concept for society to improve.
So then the kids have to get married then?
It is. Well, have to. Nobody has to do anything. But, sorry, go on.
Do you think it's only kids from a certain... Because I'm thinking, bro...
Marriage rates are declining everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah?
Especially in the West.
Okay.
Across all races. And even those who maybe are, say, not native, like you have people who from different cultures in the UK, for example, that have a higher marriage rate. Given one or two generations, and it drops anyway.
I spoke to a man yesterday. He told me he got divorced 3 times.
And guys hear that and think, what? You know what I mean?
He was telling me a story. He said, never... There's another... He said, never, ever get married. I said to him, so I said, after the first 2... I said, what? You didn't learn after the first two times? He said, nah. It was like, nah, it was a different woman. I was like, what? He was like, nah.
Come on, you didn't want to bring that baggage to be like, oh, my ex did this, so now I'm not on it.
He was like, oh, no, it was a different woman. So he did it again. I said, so, blood. So now he's like, effed it. He's like, the first one, I'm paying the mortgage. The next one, took my kids somewhere. And he's like, the third one, he's like, bro, we're still in the house now fighting. I just said, blood. And then the next guy told me, he was like, yeah, I got divorced as well. Don't get no. And then the one guy, he's married. He's like, don't get married. Bro, he's still married and he's saying don't get married.
And the thing is, if you talk to the women on their side, they're talking about how their mortality rates are higher and shit like that if they get married, and how marriage is so terrible for women. So both sides don't want to get married.
Just told me free divorces. That's
yeah. But the point is, you're talking about, is marriage realistic? Well, if those trends continue, it might get to a point it becomes unrealistic, and then you add the financial aspect to it as well. So a lot of money, to get married.
I don't think like, when I look at marriage, I don't kind of look at it like the Western like terminology. Marriage, obviously, I look at it more like traditional, and I don't think you have to have a big like. I don't think you have to have a big celebration. But I just think you just gotta kind of let the people know, the world know that this is your person, like, and that's the thing. I think it's easy to break up. Everyone breaks up, but to get divorced is like a big thing. Oh, what happened to you? I broke up. That's why I don't take boyfriend and girlfriend relationships seriously. Too tough, like, because it's only worth whatever she tells you or he tells you it's worth. In actual fact, there's nothing that society can, like, all people can tell you was fuckeries. That's it, but there's nothing else. Like, God don't recognize that. I promise you not. Like.
Yeah, but I think, do you think marriage is a failing just because of what, you're talking about in terms of relationships not doing well? Because it might be the same thing. It just might be choice. People might just be with someone and think, you know what, 20 years of this.
Yeah, no
thanks. 5 years is enough.
I know. Yeah. I get that still. I do get that.
What's your thoughts on tattoos on women? I was having a chat with someone.
Red flag.
These two guys are arguing about. Yeah, he said the same thing.
Red flag.
But talk to me about this, man. How's tattoos?
You can have a tattoo of your on a little one there on your wrist, on your
what if it's a butterfly or a flower?
Yeah, somewhere that no one can see it. Soon as I start seeing sleeves, soon as I start seeing leg tattoos, soon as I see any leg tattoos, thorns, dragons. Oh my God, this one here is the new tramp stamp. The tramp stamp before used to be at the back. Yeah, that was back in the day. Now this one's here. This is
Rihanna, I think, isn't it?
It's all sexual. Everything about it is about look at me, look at my like. And women will say, "Oh no, it's for me." No, it's not. It's not for you. It's not for you. When you put a tattoo across your leg, like, it's not for you. Like, you want people to look there. And any woman that wants attention, and that's fine. You can have it, but not my woman. To be fair, I dated a girl with tattoos. Like,
would you wife a girl with tattoos? Would it be a deal breaker for you, or would it just be something like a red
I did
flag?
before. It didn't end well for me.
Interesting.
What can I say? I like red flags. This is the thing about, but at least I'm honest. At least I can be like, yo, I like some red flags, but long term, nah, it's not serious. It's not what I'm doing.
Just moving on quickly.
Go on, bro.
We talk. I don't really watch. You know what? The only podcast I watch really is the Mynameischyna1.
Come on, that's what I'm saying. Subscribe.
Pick up your team.
Come on.
I watch a bit of RTM as well, but we'll come on to that a bit later.
Yeah.
So there's the controversy between, was it Shits and Gigs?
Oh,
what happened there?
Them man went to America. They went on. It was an Andrew Shaw show, I think. And then there was just basically talking about black women. No, they went on another show with was it Atlanta or Texas? Basically saying there's no baddies. They haven't seen any baddies or black women since they've got there. And then they went on there and started saying stuff about black women a bit insensitive, and and it kind of.
Well, they went on the podcast and then said something.
Yeah, just talking about black women while they're on the American tour.
Oh, okay.
And you know.
What did they say? They say something mad.
Yeah. I think the algorithm don't like that stuff. Let me not say it. But yeah, they went and said some mad stuff, and they got backlash. And they also said they haven't seen any pretty black women, basically baddies, since they've got to Atlanta or whatever, innit? And then he was talking about. But to be fair, Atlanta has got a high rate of trans. Anyway, but that's
algorithm.
Yeah, that's a algorithm.
So okay, cool. So yeah, okay, no, because I don't really know what's happened. I just heard that. Yeah,
but
it went
there's
a
the thing,
a bit mad for them.
Black women empowered Shits and Gigs. They empowered those two. Like, they're very successful. We stepped in this podcast game.
So it's a bit like biting the hand type thing.
Yeah. So, but black women. Okay, so I'll be honest with you. When I first saw these men, I thought they were a couple. Like, I'll be honest with you. I thought there was I thought they was, and then someone said, "Oh, one's married, one's not." Or one's married or one's not, or whatever. I thought there was a couple, innit? And they posted up their American. Oh no, man! They posted up their American. Maybe Google it now. Quickly Google it so you can see the picture. Shits and Gigs American tour. Google it while I'm talking up. They look for the photos. they announced their tour, and bro, when they put the pictures of their tour, blood, I was like, this is hella fruity pictures them man are taking to
What?
get.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, Jesus.
Oh!
Yeah, fucking hell.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I see that, and I was like,
Okay.
raw, these men are, obviously I can see why they've gone clear now. And then
Yeah, they got mad.
obviously, when I've said it, bare black women start to attack me saying, oh, you man, oh, just because, oh, you're not secure within your masculinity, or to go take pictures with your friend, and they were like, oh, just because you wish your podcast could be like these all that, I'm like, listen, you guys will support anything. The same women now are cancer. The same women.
Yeah, because I think some old clips came out from them, man, didn't
Yeah, cussing black women. There's always a clip that y'all ain't gonna ever find no clips of me class. Wait, let me
they? There ain't no clips of you chatting shit now.
Nah. If there is, it's AI. That's AI chai. That's not even real. That's AI chai. What are you talking about, man? Hey, listen. What we got next? What you got next for me, man?
Well, I've got a couple, man. But
on, man, drop
yeah, we're gonna wrap things up. So I think we'll wrap it up with obviously you've been featured on a lot of podcasts lately, doing really well. You featured on one the other day that I've always wanted to see you on. It's a podcast that we've watched for years, and it features someone from the ends that is a icon in the culture, and that's RTM podcast, Young Spray.
Mr. RTM.
RTM, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, big up Young Spray. So yeah, man, what happened, man? How was it?
Yeah. First of all, big up Spray, RTM podcast. Big up Chronic. Big up Chyna. I would have still big up Ice Cream, but she's not there no more. I wanted to meet Ice Cream. I didn't get to meet her. Hopefully, we'll get to sit down. Conversations with Cream. Yeah, that could work. Yeah, that could work. Conversations with Cream. Yeah. So for Spray's been trying to have me booked onto the show for quite a while. He's on season. Was it season 11 now, I think? And he said he's been trying to get me on from season 4, 5, 6. In his own words, but I keep triggering him. We trigger each other. So yeah, he shouted me to go into the show, and I forwarded onto the podcast. And yeah, like it wasn't. So I know Spray already. I know Spray from the ends, and prior to the podcasting for music, like I F with his music, like he's an icon from that. Like Spray definitely contributed heavily to UK rap, gangster rap. Like, so I'm saying you might see Spray on these podcasts now, but you might not understand how influential he was to the culture and what he provided.
One of the originals when it comes to gangster rap in the UK, man. One of the original.
And his mixtapes are, his mixtape is certified. Come on. So, he told me to go in there. And listen, Spray's unpredictable. He talks about ADHD, but I'm unpredictable too. I
liked what you guys did on the Sinners podcast. I thought you guys had good, like, you know what I'm saying? It was flowing, but get me, and obviously you had the OF girls there as well, innit? But yeah, man, I would like get me. Yeah, how was the?
Yeah, like, and I like the way we did the thing. You know what I mean, Sinners. Shout out to Sinners podcast as well. Shout out to my guy Speedy Lecco. That was a serious show. That's the show. I think we had Bonnie. I think Bonnie Blue was on that. We had Indigo Girl and who else was on there? Anyway, yeah, one of the other girls as well. So yeah, no, like we had good good energy on that show. We did well on it. It went viral. It got picked up by a lot of platforms. So I've gone onto his show, and it was more of they really wanted to like know my story, know more about me, which is a lot different. It was a more, I spoke about things I never speak about on platforms normally. But it was quite frustrating for me.
Okay, what happened?
No, nothing that happened. It's just you watch it when you see it, and one of the criticisms that everyone's saying is just that it was just constant interruptions.
But I find that funny though, because he was doing that to the Earth Girls on Sinners. I was busting up.
Yeah,
it's
but
funny, man.
If you're bringing it's because if you wanted that, you should have brought me on. We could have done that, and that would have been great content. But if you want to bring me on to talk about something, and I don't get to speak about it, what actually happens is, so he's clipped it. Lots of clips have gone out, right? And the show's gone out, and the main thing is this: the comments are just saying like, you're not allowing your guests to speak. You're making jokes. I revealed. I was asked, and and spoke about being stabbed before, and they made jokes about it. references. People like, it's not funny, you know what I mean? You've been stabbed before, and then you're making it became someone's like, you can go stab for stab. You know what I mean? Like, but it was literally like whose trauma is more. My father's a chief. Shout out to my dad, the chief of all chief, paramount ruler. And they were, making jokes about chief, and then people are, oh, but Chyna, you're not violated by that. But I want people to understand something. First of all, my dad wouldn't even, he wouldn't care, because my father is a chief. He's not just a chief, he's the chief of all chiefs. And, if you don't come from where we come from, and from school, I've been hearing slang words like, oh, your dad's a chief and stuff like that. That doesn't really draw me out. You said something to me. You said you felt it was being a bit passive aggressive.
Oh, what, the clip that I saw?
Yeah.
Yeah. It seemed that way. It seemed like, you know what I mean? It seemed a bit like there was some tension there. I couldn't tell if it was a joke, but then it started being like, are you joking? You know what I'm saying?
So here's the thing, right? I think people are so used to seeing me, not even so used to seeing me, they've seen a few high-profile clips that have gone viral with me snapping back, and they've seen me back forth, but that's not even the image or what I'm trying to portray. It's just how it happened with a few scenarios that happened. Like, I would never go into Young Spray's podcast and not understand that he's one of the most triggering people out there. And he purposely does that for clicks and views. And he said that he's mentioned a lot of people's names he shouldn't mention, but you don't care. And he says he'll do that for the views, right? Cool. So if I go into that platform and I allow things for him to say to trigger me, then basically I shouldn't, I've set myself up. Because as long as you don't get in my face and you don't do certain things which are undeniable a violation, then what people consider violations based upon, yes, whatever. But in reality, we're here to make content. And there's also an air of...
Sounds like you're just seeing the bigger picture.
Bro, one podcast, man. Bro, this is in reality, bro, we make TV. And this is what I want. Like, it's real, but it's only as real as you want to allow it to affect you. And this is one of the things I said with the back chat. I'm like, guys, these subjects, a lot of them, they don't have nothing to do with us. We should not be taking topics or whatever and then taking them into our personal lives and making them into something. I think I could, I was just very frustrated at not being able to say something, because I believe, like, especially when they asked me for something that I didn't want to give, like a story I didn't want to give, and looking at all the comments, I'll be real. Normally...
Which story was that?
Just they were talking about my upbringing, my father being a diplomat, and growing up in a 7-bedroom home, and just talking about the dynamics of my family and understanding, like,
to be fair, stuff that people probably want to hear from you as well, isn't it? Because you talk a lot about situations, but people don't really know you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And I'm not really about telling people me. Yeah, I don't really like. Yeah, man, it's just that was a very vulnerable moment for me. So when I'm looking back on it, I'm very more used to comments against. I get a lot of love, but I'm more used to seeing hate. When I say used to see, I see it and it's calm. But not for the first time, but it reminds me of that time when I did the Sinners podcast and the OF Avengers attacked all attack man, and then that girl threw her knickers at me.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was
mad. How's a girl throwing her knickers at me? That's crazy.
You kept your cool though, man.
Yeah, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, you didn't do it," but I let the public deal with it, and they condemned that girl and called her disgusting and saying, "Look at Chyna's face. You have to go." Like, that's the first time I've just seen so many people back. That's the first time that I kind of, like, I don't know, man. I saw people battering the eyelid for me and just kind of just coming and doing things for me. So, like, I was like, it felt, and a lot of people want to know the story. I had subscribers from it. Shout out to Spray. Spray called me. But yeah, like, I don't want to, like, me and Spray are cool, man. Like, I knew Spray before. I know him already. Like, we're cool. We got we're working, man. And he looked after me. They fed me. They made sure I was good. Like, yeah, there was no. you're gonna see bits. I just want you to know that I had a good time there.
Yeah, the setup looked professional.
Yeah, it's
looked
professional.
good, man.
It's just I would have preferred to able to sell my story without interjection and banter. But I didn't go on to, even when I go into Sinners, they frustrate me with how they do the same thing. His was just on a souped up level, and even he was a bit mad that night. But
Do you think the public will be entertained by it?
I don't think they're gonna be entertained because they're gonna be left frustrated. I think they're gonna be left slightly, because I've seen the comments and everyone just wants to know the story, but the stories are chopped. You basically you need to edit it and just have me say the story without them interrupting me for it to be full.
Sounds like you need a part 2.
Yeah, like, like I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it. But we're cool. Like, listen, I just, my mum and dad said something to me, innit? And I'll put that out there. Like, mum said to me, son, why do you care so much? And I said, mum, I just do. And she said, you don't have to. And I said, yeah, I know, but I do. And I feel this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, I don't even know it. I don't think it. I feel it deep as I'm supposed to do. And she's like, all right, cool. She just said, remember who you are. Remember who your father is. Remember where you come from. Like none of these guys, and don't have them basically don't have them make you look crazy on the internet. We don't want to see that. You're a very articulate individual. Let them see who you really are. And when she said that to me, that was the most important thing to me. I didn't care about whether or not, man them from the road, oh, is he getting boyed? I don't care about that. Like, because my mom said, I don't want to see you out of your frame, because she watches my content, right? And she enjoys it. And my dad, like, they don't want to see that. She'll back me if I got to defend myself, but you can't keep having these moments online. And there comes a point where I have to control the image that I put out of myself. And, that's what it was about. Yeah, go. Yeah, go. Yeah, go. Yeah. So, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this breakdown tonight, man. Like, it's been different, man. Shout out to my boy, man. My boy Super G behind the screens, should I say? How did you like it? Do you like the conversations? Do you like how we did it? I think this is cool. I think this is cool. Conversations with Chai. I be saying all manner of things. But I think that's cool. I think this is really cool, man. Guys, man, like, what can I really say? What can I leave you with? What I will say is this. Like, I enjoy making content. I'm extremely passionate about the content that I create, and servicing it out and putting it out for all of you guys. And I couldn't do this without the support that I get from everybody that's kind of, that's locked in and sharing my content, man. So I just ask that you just keep doing what you're doing. And before I'm about to cut out, I'm gonna be disrespectful to my boy, man. You need to leave them with something, man. Shout out to the people before we go, bro.
Not much to say, bro. Just good to catch up with you. You keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Big fan of the content. The reaction vids are sick.
Thank you, bro.
Some of the viral moments have been funny as well. But yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, bro. The content is entertaining. Your perspective is very needed.
Yeah.
And there's a long way to go.
Love, bro. Okay, there's a long way to go, but we're on the way. My name is Chyna. I'm the man and voice. Please, guys, like the video, subscribe to my channel, turn notification bell so you never ever miss an upload. And if you're really in your bag, then please hit the donation button. And we are out.